speak slightingly of the 3-volume novel Cecily. I wrote one myself in earlier days.
Did you really, Miss Prism? How wonderfully clever you are. Was your novel ever published?
Alas, no. The manuscript was unfortunately lost to your work child.
But I see dear Dr. Jasmine coming up from the garden.
Oh, Dr. Chasuble! This is indeed a pleasure.
Oh, good morning to you. Miss Prism, you are, I trust, well?
Miss Prism has just been complaining of a slight headache.
Cecily, I have not mentioned anything about a headache.
No, dear Miss Prism. I knew that, but I felt instinctively that you had a and a stroll may do your head well.
And you, Cecily? I hope you are not inattentive to your lessons.
Oh, afraid that I am.
That is strange. Were I fortunate enough to be Miss Prism's pupil, I would hang upon her lips. I spoke metaphorically. My metaphor was drawn from bees. Well, I must not disturb the educationalist and her pupil any longer.
I think, dear doctor, I will take a stroll with you. I find I have a headache after all. Cecily, you will read your political economy in my absence.
Horrid political economy. Horrid germ.
Driven off from the station with luggage.
Uncle Jack's brother. Did you tell him? Mr. Worthing was in town.
Yes, miss. He seemed much disappointed. He is anxious to speak to you privately.
Ask him to come here and arrange a room for you.
Yes, miss.
Oh, you've never met a true reprobate before. Oh, I'm so afraid you look just like everyone else.
You are my little cousin Cecily, I'm sure.
And you must be my wicked cousin Ernest.
Oh, I'm not really that wicked. Not terribly so.
If you are not, then you have been an inexcusable hypocrite, leading a double life, only to feign and practice.
Well, I admit to moderate reckless.
I am glad to hear it. You do know that Uncle Jack won't be back until Monday afternoon at the close of your emigration.
My what and what?
Your emigration to Australia and suitable outfits for the climate.
I'd sooner die than wear a suitable outfit for Australia.
He said you were ill and beyond reform and would have to choose between the next world and Australia.
The accounts of the next world and Australia are dull. I fancy staying here with you. Would you consider reforming me?
I'm afraid I have no time this afternoon.
Would you mind my reforming myself?
Do you have the faculty to do so?
I think I will. I feel better already.
Or looking a little worse?
That is because I am hungry. Self-reformation is a stomach-churning business.
How thoughtful. Won't you come in and have lunch?
Might I have a buttonball first? I never have any appetite without decoration, particularly a pink rose.
Why?
Because you are like the pink rose, Cecily. You are the most beautiful girl I ever saw.
Prison papers have all looks on snare.
A snare that entraps every sensible man.
I should want a sensible man. What would he talk
Oh, you are too much alone, dear Dr. Chasuble. You should get married. A persistently single man is a permanent public temptation.
A married man loses all attractiveness.
No married man is ever attractive, except to his wife.
in some terrible calamity. My brother, sadly,
More shameful debts and extravagance.
still leading his life of pleasure, dead. Your brother Earnest, dead?
What a lesson for him! I trust he will profit by it.
My dear Mr. Worthing, I offer you my sincere condolence. He had many faults, but it is a somber blow. He died abroad and alone, in Paris, of a severe chill. Will the interment take place here? No. He expressed a desire to be buried in Paris, likely a symptom of the chill. You would not mind, no doubt, some slight allusion to this tragic domestic affliction in my sermon next Sunday between services and christening?
Ah, that reminds me. I suppose you know how to christen all right.
Of course. Is there any particular infant in whom you're interested, Mr. Worthing?
Not an infant, dear doctor. I would like to be christened myself. This afternoon, if you have nothing better to do.
But surely, Mr. Worthing, you have been christened already.
I don't remember anything about it. Am I a little too old now?
Not at all. The sprinkling of adults is perfectly canonical practice. At what hour would you wish the ceremony performed?
Oh, I might trot round about 5:30, if that would suit you.
Admirably, admirably. And now, dear Mr. Worthing, I will not intrude any longer into a house of sorrow. Do remember that what seem to us bitter trials are often blessings in disguise.
This seems a transparent blessing.
Uncle Jack! Oh, I am pleased to see you back. But what horrid clothes have you got on? Whatever the matter, I've got set to surprise you. Who do you think is in the dining room? Your brother! Your brother Earnest. He arrived about half an hour.
I have no brother.
Oh, don't say that. Whatever his degenerate past, he is still your brother. You couldn't be so heartless as to disown him. I'll tell him to come out, and you will shake hands with him, won't you, Uncle Jack?
These are joyful tidings.
While accepting grief, this swift return seems to me particularly grievous.
Brother John, I have come round to atone for all the trouble I have caused, and shall henceforth lead a proper life.
Uncle Jack, would you not refuse your own brother's hand? Ernest has just been telling me about his poor, invalid friend, Mr. Bumble, be Sure, such charity demonstrates respectability.
I know that I've displayed little virtue over the years, but Brother John's coldness to me seems peculiarly painful.
Uncle Jack, if you don't shake hands with Ernest, I will never forgive you. Never, never, never.
You have done a beautiful action today, dear child.
Cecily, let us leave the brothers to their work.
Whose reconciliation brings such cheer.
Miss Green, get out! This is a Bunbury free home!
I have put Mr. Earnest's luggage in the room next to yours, sir. I suppose that is all right.
His luggage.
I'm afraid I can't stay more than a week this time.
Very good. Dog, now!
Yes,
Mr.
sir.
Earnest has something called back to town.
Well, Cecily is a darling.
Do not speak of Miss Carden. At all. I don't like it.
I don't like your clothes.
Your vanity is ridiculous. Your conduct an outrage, and your presence in my garden utterly absurd. You will catch the 4-5 train back to town. This Bunbury, as you call it, has not been a great success for you.
I think that's been a wonderful success. I'm in love with Cecily, and that is everything.
I thought you were with Uncle Jack.
He's gone for the dog cart for me. He's going to send me away.
Then are we parted?
It pains me to say so. I have no choice in the matter.
The dog cart is at the door, sir.
Tell her to come round next week at the same hour.
Yes, sir.
I must state frankly that you are the visible personification of perfection.
I relish your boldness, Ernest. I must copy your remarks into my diary.
Do you keep a diary? I'd give anything to look at it.
Oh, no! A diary is simply a private record of a young girl's thoughts and designed for publication. You can go on. I am right ready to take more.
Cecily, since first I laid eyes on you, I have dared to love you devotedly, passionately, wildly, hopelessly.
Hopelessly doesn't seem to make sense to the rest of it, does it?
I love you, Cecily. You will marry me, won't you?
Of course, you silly boy. After all, we will have been engaged for exactly 3 months on Thursday.
We have?
Ever since Uncle Jack first confessed that he had a wicked brother, you will form the chief topic of conversation between myself and this prison. And a man who talking is always attractive. I fell in love with you, Ernest. In my diary is our whole story, our courtship, engagement, the breaking of our engagement.
You broke it off? What had I done?
Any really serious engagement should be broken off at least once. But I forgave you before the week was out, especially all those letters.
I have never written you any letters.
You needn't remind me. I wrote your letters 3 times, and the 3, after I had broken off our engagement, were so beautiful and so badly spelled. Even now, I can hardly read them without crying. You dear romantic boy. Your hair does it grow naturally?
With help from others.
I would always be of help.
You never break off our engagement again, Cecily?
I don't think I could now that I have actually met you. It has always been a girlish dream of mine to love someone whose name is Earnest. Something in that name inspires absolute confidence. I pitied a poor married woman whose husband is not called Earnest.
You couldn't love me if I had some other name? Like Algernon, for instance?
I might respect you, Ernest. I might admire your character. But I fear that I should not be able to give my undivided attention.
I see. I must see your rector around here at once on the most important Christmas. I mean on most important business. I shan't be away more than half an hour.
Considering that we have been engaged since February 14th, and that I only met you 2 days the first time, I think it's rather hard to leave you for so long a period. Couldn't you make it 20 minutes?
Make it 10.
Miss Fairfax has just called to see Mr. Worthing on important business.
Pray, ask the lady to come out here. Mr. Worthing is sure to be back soon. And bring tea.
Yes, miss.
I suppose one of the many elderly women associated with some of Uncle Jack's philanthropic Mr. Ernest Worthing and I are engaged to be married.